Alrighty, man. We are back, guys. Thank you so much for being so patient with us as we get this next game started. But we are here, we are live, and I'll tell you what, man, we got a lot to talk about, right? One team in particular that I think we got to talk about here is Virtus Pro, right? They've already won one game so far here in Neptura, right? What are the chances you think we see another chicken dinner from them here soon?
100%. 100%.
Yeah, there we go. There you go. All right,
100%.
guaranteed.
Yes.
Guaranteed. Yeah.
All right.
No, because
I
think the way these teams are playing, you gotta be adaptable. And VP are one of the most opportunistic teams in this lobby. They will do anything. Long rotations, short rotations, compact split. They will rotate through the blue, so you can't even be 100% confident there's no one behind you, because VP, they're coming up over the hill to get you, to third party, to play exactly how they need to play for a circle. That's my favorite kind of team, is how they play, is they play game to game, not based on a team strategy that they're super stubborn on. I love that for them.
They're just very adaptable, really. They can all play super passive, edge, or play very aggressive, zoning teams away in the center of the circle. That range in their gameplay style is what allows them to be so damn consistent and always reaching the later stages of these matches. Virtus Pro here, Hot Jukes, 100% a contender not only for the top 7, but maybe for the first place in the gauntlet. This team is a menace in this lobby.
Yeah, they are not messing around here. And that's what I love when you have such a stacked lobby here. If a team gets the zone, they're going to get a whole bunch of eliminations and chicken dinner all day long. But you know what? The next game is about to start. Let's head on over to John and Blank and take us away.
And welcome to match number 3. We're going into Erangel one more time. Well, for now, we have got another one in the back pocket still. But match number 3 is underway. The plane path from Pmgc over towards the southwest side of the island. Blank. We're looking at that hot drop down in C block. It's probably happening again.
I mean, GS as well as APG really going at it that last game. That's been going on for quite a few times in the test matches as well. So we'll see how that one ends up. Last time, it was pretty poor for both teams. We'll see if they can improve that on one side or the other, because only one team can come out on top there. Thundertalk starting over towards Pmgc to begin this game off. R8 doing fairly well so far. Some good games from them. Fortuitous start over on Rondo into a well-controlled finish over on our previous Erangel. We'll see where the circle heads over towards in this game. Hopefully less atrocious than our Rondo match.
One would hope. For now, teams dropping out. I am looking down at that south side. I'm noticing maybe a lack of team over on the area against Alpha Gaming. That could be a quick reassessment.
North side on the circle, and it will be up towards Yasnaya. We like going north, it seems, this time on Erangel here for the PMGC 2025. We'll see if that continues to play out, but for now, it is going to be that rotate up north. We'll see if that's going to benefit the teams who are already up there, like Thundertalk.
I mean, GS dropped out nice and early over towards Severny side, so a complete opposite end of the map here for them. And again, I think it's completely acceptable considering I think GS understands how stubborn APG is, and that APG is not likely going to give up their spot. They're a very proud team when it comes to that sort of thing. So I think for GS to be the first one to give it up is quite an achievement, I would say. You'd expect it to happen here at our largest international. That gives them more chance at points. Top 7 is what most teams are going for. You could afford one bad game, I'd say. For GS, they decided that bad game was right there and then over towards Sosnovka, where they basically got nothing done because the fight dragged on for so long. I think that's it's a good call. And they get a decent position the circle off the back of it as well.
Yeah, up on that north side, they can play out of Severny. It's about speed on that northern side, because a lot of teams are going to be rotating through that area, right? They're going to be looking at that side to find it. I think we've got a little interview.
The Gauntlet Day 1 R8 Ina. I mean, Rondo was quite a performance, and you guys back it up here with the win. How are you feeling?
Great now. So we start in Rondo with good points. So in Erangel we must do the same.
Are we gonna get more wins from you guys today? Of course. Woo, easy.
Thank you very much. Confidence from R8. They've had a good time so far. Blank, they're on 33 points. We'll see if they can keep that 10-point lead, or was it the circle helping them out? They'll have to prove themselves this time. They're starting in South George. They'll have to make their way across to the rest of the teams in the circle.
That they will. The 7 was here and he was gone.
He's quick, he's in, he's out.
We missed him already. We missed him already. Northeast side of the circle. Yeah, it's not completely empty. More random.
Probably heading over that way, but Max said that this is their second spot on the map anyway. It's not too big of a deal for them. Able to Severny. Honestly, I'd hope they would avoid the fight in South Africa. I think Severny's open right now. I don't think there's much reason not to go there. I think if you're getting a southern plane path, though, I imagine that, yeah, likely both teams will clash. But we'll see as the game progresses. Again, it's one of those things where I think having a free open drop spot is far better than clashing between a strong team like APG as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, despite being able to win it that last time around, right, it's not guaranteed, and you do have huge chunks taken out of you, almost guaranteed. Oh, the lone survivor from Orangutan from the last game. He's riding strong into this one. Let's see if they make their way up. Currently, Orangutan making their way up from around shelter, around the lumber yard at the top of the hill on the southeast side, and they're moving up to the east side of Yasnaya right now. They have got 2 players a lot further back, so I don't think they're going to be looking to take on Alpha 7 anytime soon. You can see them just over the hill, but they have a pretty solid compound here. We'll give them a couple of opportunities, a couple of decisions to make and options to rotate into the next stages of this game. A nice little foothold for to be playing forwards. Hopefully they could do the same as last time and get into those later stages, but maybe with a few more players.
Possibly a few more points as well, because for Alpha 7, who is a prestigious team overall, with a lot of background of being one of the most aggressive in the lobby, it is a little bit unfortunate seeing them play the way they have, but it's given them 9 points at least, but our rate is quite clearly leading at 33. I think generally our average right now is probably about 18 points rate across the board, so any team that's around that 10-point region, it's not a massive jump you need to make to get over towards the top side, getting towards the top 7 position right now, but it's a case of holding on to that spot. Towards northeast though, Kamesh from the talks that has been regrouped from the side of south now, who are on our screens. They are rotating similarly on path Alpha 7, and Thunder Talks, I think, are realizing that they need to hold out on this eastern rotate.
King moving over on the northern side. One of the few players that can go toe-to-toe with Silas in terms of accolades in the PUBG Mobile world. He has got a storied history, although it has been a while since he sat atop the pack. Certainly Silas with a more recent dominant performance showing. We'll see if that clash continues to bear out this time around. So far, both Regnokaya and Thunder Talk doing well on the game so far. The first 2 matches have gone well for both of them. 23 points for Thunder Talk. Regnokaya with 16. And still plenty more to prove themselves further, so we'll see what they can do. DRX, again, another global championship title team. And they're moving in over that North Yasnaya Lake, so a lot of our teams with that global legacy currently packed in on the north side of Yas Lake.
Pretty atrocious gear though. The Scar, level 1 helmet, vest, a long journey from DRX getting towards a position, and honestly from this spot not massively guaranteed a lot of looting capability. Unless they're able to shift on down to the side of the lake there and pick up buildings. Mad Bulls finding shots over towards Silas, immediately removing him from the equation. That was an outpost and that was instantaneous, so Regnokaya loses a critical component of the team nice and early in this game.
Well, say nice and early. Not nice for the fans from the Turkish region or for Rekkon fans, but brilliant for everyone else around them. See what they could do with 3, though. See if they continue to find some fights. Hang on a minute. Are they split? Is that Loxy all the way down on the south? I think it is. Oh dear. That is. I thought they were all up on the north side, and that might have been a lot better for them.
Hi camera use like I hi चा mobile camera use करी तो screen दाखवा दो.
Land the southeast side.
What the fuck? भाई phone
for GS on that pop as well. The question is, can DX hold? Because they have faltered in their hold so far in both of the matches we've seen.
I mean, both times has been a little bit difficult getting backstabbed as well on the third party, but for DX Xavier, they are pretty damn good team, honestly. I'd hope to see them do a little bit more. I mean, they haven't been having a horrid time so far in this tournament. At 12 points, it's not the worst thing that could happen to them. Really, they just need one good game on the day, and if they can keep going on this trajectory, they'll be fine. This was the rollout towards Silas. He was attempting to get towards our Wizard Tower, some kind of position to hold strong in, but a nice pop out on the vehicle. And again, you get to that stage of the tournaments now in the year where those plays are common plays. So yeah, you can't really just be rotating wildly out the open.
No, you will get spotted, you will get taken down. Weighed and measured, found wanting this time around for Rekkon. Taking shots out towards Orangutan as they move over the hills. Actually doing so fairly successfully. Full position, working out, and they'll stay as 3 for now. They didn't lose a player earlier, but I mean, this is a solid shot straight on through. The difficulty is, though, there's a lot of teams on the north side already packed in, not least of which Thundertalk. They are here on this north side, playing near those cable car approaches to the Stalbert Hill. Playing near one of those stations. They're taking shots over towards Ulf as they try and rotate through. Teams are getting neighborly, but it is not a solid place to be moving into right now. It is very, very dangerous.
I talk a lot about VP, and I think for fair reason as well, as that they were a menace in their region and continue to be a menace here. Pmgc rotating from that northeast side though, so they are late to the party. Coming in at the back of the queue. Arena already set up DRX, moving in towards Severny alongside them on the south side. Have a couple of to work with. DRX currently only on 3 players though, so not wanting to engage. Any fight early. I mean, a very ambitious shot. We'll put it that way.
Sometimes you've got to take it, you know? If you land 1 in 10 times, you get a point, or you get an opening. You're going to get a huge profit from it, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll carry on. We'll crack on with it. Next circle on through fairly soon, as well as the Wolves try. They take shots towards APG, but it's being responded towards over towards that shooting range hill. Wolves wanting to get away and wrap around towards wherever Rekkon sit. This circle, that's probably the approach they're going to try for Rekkon as 3 actually going to continue to send in, see if they make that mystical rotate, but Thundertalk may be slap bang in their way. I think this is going to break out into new mutiny here in the middle.
Thundertalk on a very quick rotation as fast as they can, pushing through the middle of the field, but where do they go from here? And a nasty tire burnout from King. Well played from Orangutan, should be able to pick up that elimination. No, DX Xavier actually finding that off on the side. They saw the position, you're right about them holding on to these spots, but DX Xavier, the rest of the backers coming in through thick and fast, but a good step up from Sing there.
Can't quite find the crossfire for DX Xavier. Now a nade in hand for Shing. There's 2 players in action on the inside here. AJ and Shing both holding 1 door frame as Paragin. Nades as well. DX Xavier They are cut down to 2, and R8 are here to play. Current lobby leaders, they want another piece of the pie. And in they go. 4 players alive on side. They push on up, and 3 players now in action on the inside. They get the res for Thundertalk, and they get the heal off as well. This is going to be crucial, and DXavier may have a shot. R8, those storm the gates. They are not going to allow Thundertalk out the back here with a Molotov, forcing them to stay around, and a second knock, a third. R8, a tidal wave of force rolling on into the compound.
Yeah, this is a weird time to third party. You're not really third party, you're just entering the fray here. Warzone now available for R8, but plenty of points to pick up, a total of 5 here if they're able to make it happen. Paragin should find the Murray. The rest of R8 were not there to respond. Bit of inaction there, in my opinion. Playing on both warehouse doors, 2 and 2, with no one really ready to refrag him as he went for that nade. It's a good play from Paragin pushing up the way he did. Now it's in a 2v2.
Xavier looked like they were on the ropes. They one player knocked on the outside, a full force R8 to deal with, but gets caught on a tire, and now maybe they're back where they started. Unfortunate. R8 still continue to win out these fights, continue to impress. They're up to 5 elims now. They lost a player to an unfortunate push out. You talked about Amori moving out. Maybe a little bit overzealous, but they get the benefit for it. And a 5-point game to capitalize on their first 2 blanks. This is impeccable stuff.
Yeah, I think that what we're kind of missing from all of this is that they took down 2 teams in that process, right? Very, very quickly as well. So there's no one really outside the borders to third party them. Not only that, they clear out a massive amount of space around the area, which you can see right here. Thank you very much for bringing this to everyone's attention, but you can see right there, there's just so much space that now they have cleared in that position. Is much more freedom to breathe. You can see for Alpha 7 when they're moving through Rekunkaria, Mabbles, Kara's in the way, GS2, but R8 can sit pretty for quite some time now. Such a dangerous push, and an odd time to do it in. Again, very lucky that they entered as DXavier went on the defensive. But yeah, I think for R8 they still play it fairly well. I think the only mistake there is that Amari pushes out solo, but even then, I think he thought he was covered by the smoke, and it is just a smart play from Paragin to just push the smoke, which most of the time is a bad idea.
How are they? GS just moved as forward for about 9 teams just there and got through fairly unscathed. Massive confusion tactics as they move out in a straight line, swerving left and right, and nobody seems to be able to understand what's going on. At least for me, they managed to make it to Severny. I don't even know why you would choose to go to Severny. It's not necessarily the strongest spot right now, but they'll get there. They'll be safe for another circle.
Yeah, I think that they assume that the only area that's still free of space is probably Severny, considering it's on the western side of the circle. I don't think they've taken into consideration the previous circle, though, in which case quite a lot of teams would have wrapped onto this spot. ESO goes down, sadly, to QXZ, who has held this position for quite some time. I think most teams just weren't prepared to take shots and were worried that shots would be taken at them if they stepped up there versus GS, because it is such open land over towards the eastern side, which is not fun always to rotate through. Obviously GS has a much easier time of it.
Somehow, I mean, I felt like Mad Bulls should have had a massive broadside on them, but it just was not to be. Kara take a knock, but not going to be flushed just yet. Alpha 7 want to descend on the position, though. Look at that forward pressure. Moving in for Obscure, playing closer. Marceau goes down. Lewis up on high, trapped out in the blue with Kara. Have nothing to say about it. This is a brilliant little piece by Alpha 7 picking up. A nice little opening for themselves. A nice eastern side, though. They still have to put the pace down because the blue zone marches forwards, and there's so many more obstacles left in their way.
Kara attempts to move up, but Orangutan immediately put that to an end as Poser goes down. I think Mad Bulls might have actually even found that knock and flush there. Wolves on the south side. A clear crossing over towards the north. Let's see if they can pull a GS and just push on through. They have a lot of vehicles to work with. This is where are they going?
Where is their destination? Will it be a little brown box? I think. Well, it's the ridgeline. Just to the force of early for now. I mean, this is actually not terrible here. They've got terrain out to their east side. It's unlikely that OG step up and take shots out their way. This will be okay for now. For now being the operative word.
I mean, it's closer towards the center. It's closer towards the center at least. We are waiting on the next circle shift, which does go north of us towards APG and Regnum Kaya. So our two teams that are basically the stragglers inside this lobby. I think Orangutan is going to have a little bit of a difficult time moving over towards that north side. But this is such a disgusting area to play. Very open over towards the beachhead. Not ideal locale for anyone. There's going to be between DRX as well as GS right now on the north side of Severny, who basically have a lot of control here because they get to decide the momentum that they want to take as they will hold on to the compounds the longest out of anyone in this circle.
What they're looking for, a little bit of ammo conservation. As Alpha Gaming, yeah, they're immediately pushed off that beachhead.
It's tough. It's very, very tough. I mean, as just two players, it's pretty easy for Alpha 7 just to wrap around on that side. It's the tiniest of a hill here that's giving Alpha 7 a little bit of space to breathe. They are having to drop down quite a few smokes to make the rest of the cross. Squeeze out, making sure to remain vigilant.
Wolves still holding that little ridge line. Higgles, really an important feature of their hold right now. The only thing that's stopping the arena fully overwhelming this position. Them and DRX, to be fair, from the north, a potential third party on the road crossing, but they're establishing their smoke lines. This, though, is the opportunity for Wolves to bring Doran back to his feet. If they can get back to fighting force, that is huge, and a pick-off onto Morvland is even bigger to keep the Wolves safe on that southwest side. In the meantime, on the southeast, you've got both pushing their way through. They need to get past what remains Vare, which is Prestige, and the Mad Ones, who seem to be completely reluctant to take shots at anyone. Perhaps easier than they thought it would be. A knock sent over towards Coops, though. There's that trade-off. The arena still making this fight navigable.
Man has to push that. He has no choice but to push that. Sadly, now down to just high goals off on the backside. I don't really know what Batten's game plan was there. He's just running backwards and forwards. As soon as your two teammates get knocked, you have to relieve pressure. Right, and the only way to do that is to hope that High Goals is able to hold out players peeking from the window as you push up and take down a player underneath. Alpha 7 gets some great nades over towards Regnum Kaya. We'll flush them out. In the meantime, Mad Balls is currently absolutely tearing their way through Ulf.
We had a word from our eyes on the ground from 7WG. He gave us some info that OG said that they're building some confidence and they're looking to adjust tactics. Obviously, coming through from India, having a great time here so far at the start. They're up into 5th place now, Blank, on the overall standings. And if they can continue to build that confidence, it would be great to see an Indian team back towards one of those really competitive spots. It's been a long time before since we've seen that sort of thing, and it would be great to have it once again. That representation would be brilliant. We'll look forward to it, but they need to hold their nerve. They're on the south side of this one. In the meantime, DRX, GS, after GS's mad dash, going to come into conflict on the edges of Savannah.
Alright, we'll just be holding the high ground. 3 players for them, GS underneath. Still pretty incredible. GS are able to get here. But a fantastic game from Alpha 7, I'd say. Playing slowly from that northwest side. VP were taken out a little bit earlier, but RA still have profited massively of this game. Immediate shot from Revo over towards Pusher. Kulika straight down, and more nades from the center of the top. That nade was so on target as well. Very unfortunate takedown flip. Luckily, there's another angle from the side, from Obscure. This is a fantastic hold from Alpha 7. You love to see it.
They're playing with the barest of scraps, but they are making one hell of a broth right now. We'll add the chicken to it in a bit. That's what they hope anyway. GS
Chalo kar, chalo kar.
through DRS as well, and it looks like there's no retribution just yet. The whole not working with the DPS. It's going to be the drop down, turn the corner, it's going to work out. Jafar though, we've seen him anchor these positions before for GS. Last man standing, he did it against APG. Can he do it again here? A long range shot, real hopeful with the DBS on that one, but puts him back behind the corner, and Garena are going to be a third party to it. Jafar still though, moving up to the top row. Looking to try and drop the elbow, but maybe overexposed now as teams across the way. He'll get his sightlines. That will looks mighty tasty at the point, but he's got more to say.
Jafar's gone. Shot from afar, very, very much afar as well. Alpha 7 up to 10 elims now. DRX is going to give it the ghost, try and send away in a vehicle. QXZ swerving all over the place like a snake, but it's not enough as the Spear will grab the snake by the neck and take it out the back. Very, very well done.
Goodness me. Garena, okay, hang on a minute. They managed to make their breakout here after getting rid of Wolves. They have got that little ridge line to move up towards. They're going to work it out. Prestige, last stand for R8. Takes a lot of damage, and you've got to imagine that this is going to be done and dusted, but he finds a nade. Will fall, though, to Mormon's answer. And R8 down, but in 4th place with 6 elims. It's again a good game for our table toppers. Let's see what everyone else can do, though, as Alpha 7 continue to extend their line of influence. Orangutan,
I think the thing is about Orangutan is that they're consistently getting towards end games, but it hasn't looked pretty. It has looked pretty bad, honestly. Last game hiding in the water, previous game hiding in the water, this game hiding on the south side. There's been some points here and there, but like I said, it's not saying it seemed too phenomenal. You gotta respect that they're making it far into a lot of these games, but again, it's hard to say. I mean, this playstyle does technically work. If they're able to pull this off at an international level, there's nowhere where I can say that, you know, hiding will only get you so far for so long. It's like they're already doing it at an international level, so you gotta give them praise for that. But it's definitely not going to get you in first place.
No, not first, but maybe a 7th. Right, that's maybe what they're looking for. I did have a little correction from 7WG, who gave some info that he sent over towards them earlier. He said that OG are actually looking to adjust to be more focused towards elims as time goes on. And once they build that confidence, that's what they want to end up as, a high elim focused team. Well, maybe not a high elim focused team, just maybe more focused than they are now. So perhaps that's what we're going to see from them here, potentially. They're up to 3 elims on the match. They started on 16 points blank at the start of the game. They're guaranteed to be on 90 from the elims they found already, and then you add on the placement points as well. But this is their big test move against the arena.
They lied. They straight lied, dude. They have not adjusted tactics for elims at all. It's been another slow game. Some okay nades though. I give him that. This one does find a little bit of damage there. Good shot for Cleo from the distance towards Wizgod. Again, you're exposing yourself towards the beachhead on that jump up. I think this is exactly why E-Arena's playing this position. This should be a textbook Alpha 7 win though. And one that couldn't have come sooner. I think for Brazilian fans, this is a very, very good way for Alpha 7 to face what have been a couple of pretty upsetting games.
This is hopefully their game to take. Never say never. As Arena still.
भाई दोनों टीम ऊपर भी आ रही है
Connecting towards the arena. Revel under danger, under threat here. The nades are still coming out from.
अरे मादर क्यों एक ही shit.
It's only a matter of time before he gets spotted. Orangutan though in the meantime.
अबे shit.
Through the mincer. Having a real tough time. I think he comes out, but Alpha 7, they're faltering a bit on their 3-man push here. Not quite as effective as maybe they would have liked. They do hold a lot of ground. Is their major asset right now, Blank? But it's not the way to do it. What not found? A second needed, necessary to take.
Fuck man, अबे यार
getting attacked right here and now, but they're not. Going down without a fight.
चला दीदा
Yeah, I mean, this is bad news. They have.
अबे विस्गोड मिला
Keep players otherwise this happens to be arena if they immediately.
hashtag team
The reason they're taking fights on towards that high ground though is specifically so they can dominate over towards the arena later on, but I think that initial knock has been a little bit worrisome. I still think Alpha 7 has a strong chance to finish this one out strong though.
Yeah, with just Sakura now remaining, Mormon getting that knock on
TV1, let's go.
but there was an answer. Creo kind of missing that spray, but it's not going to matter. The numbers still firmly in the favor of the Brazilians now. Rizal moves out, Sakura takes some shots, but there's an answer from the side window. The lean out shows him the shoulder, and it is a cold one. Alpha 7 put them to sleep.
It's just funny how that's the second game in a row we've had a drive-by be the ending moment of the game. So very cool. I like that the players are all putting a little bit of pizzazz on the game, a little bit of panache here. I think that for Alpha 7, Creo goes down because he realizes he makes a big mistake by not holding that off angle. It's the only thing stopping E-Arena from pushing over towards that north side. So a little bit difficult. Anyway, we'll head back over to the desk. We're over there. Down that previous game.
Alpha 7
Alpha 7, get the chicken dinner. Let's get it going right there. I mean, beautifully made by them. Oh my god, wrapped it. They landed in the Pavka, right? They do the good old fast hug the zone, rotate to the hardship side twice, and it just works out perfectly for them. Neptura, what do you think about Alpha 7 getting chicken dinner here now?
It is very needed. It was needed right here, right now, win to make sure they can do the best they can in that mindset to get on to the next 3 games. I really love how they played this. They took APG strat that APG were trying to use on the beach, right? But this played it so much better. Played it together. Didn't have any docking happening because it's not dock for that to happen. That's fine. And they just played it super compact, super opportunistic as well. I love what we saw from A7 here, Max.
For 7, playing passive early mid-game stage was great because they hold on to their resources, they keep everyone alive, and then they're just able to just pop off of this around and get 17 eliminations, able to get the solo drive-by at the end, which right now seems to be like a meta. I've seen it happening hot a few times. It just works out. What can you say? Solo drive-by with an S12K is massive, and here we go. The elimination for all of the players of Alpha 7. 77 damage taken by Obscure for 8 eliminations. It's so one-sided.
Wow.
This roster swap of Alpha 7, a lot of questions kind of coming up. Is it going to be impactful? Is it going to be a good replacement for Mafioso and Squad? I gotta say, as of right now, the answer to that question is a massive yes.
Man, I'm such a Mafioso fan. You know, when you have Obscure putting up crazy numbers
into top 7 100% this time around. They have to be up in the position to
build their confidence here, right? And I think that by late game more often than not, that is doing that for the Max, man. So I like the strategy, but Nipter, I do agree with you. I think that a chicken dinner for them right now, I mean, that'll boost their confidence up big time.
100%.
Did you guys see these average eliminations of 9 right now? Over 9 average eliminations. I think on
Whoa.
that was, if I'm not mistaken. Those are crazy numbers. If they can maintain that the entirety of top 7, easy. It's done.
100%. I love that for them. That's great.
I mean, look at this.
Yeah.
Switching shirts, getting ready, you know, 7 nails on their faces now. They're not messing around here, Max.
I mean, yeah, they are ready. They're heated up right now. They're ready. They don't need to have those long sleeves anymore. The short sleeves, they're ready to go. But 25 seconds away from
Welcome to the stream, Vishnu bhai. ये बात. Thank you. जो भी नए हैं, subscribe करो, like करो.
Because otherwise, we're in a completely different game, and he might have a little bit of a tougher time to get to this point. Also, it's now or never on the grassy pastures.
All right, let's get it going. We're gonna see another hard shift like crazy. Let's find out right now. Got it, Frank. Take it away.
Let's go. बहुत बढ़िया. Thank you विष्णु मेरे भाई. Thank you. मेरा आवाज सही से आ रहा है ना?
We'll see it again tomorrow, but for now, the last time around the green. As we head on over in the skies from North George over towards Lipovka this time, a little bit further north of the plain.
Channel share मार दे भाई. गाली वाली मत लिखिए.
Alpha Gaming, try and re-engage it. That would be quite a sight to see. They would.
करता बे, तू भी स्ट्रीम करता बे, पागल साले. तो बोला तो सही कर करके.
Alpha 7 had a very strong ending there.
प्रमोट के लिए बोलूं क्या? बिल्कुल कर दे भाई, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. बस सब्सक्राइबर बढ़वा दे मेरे. बाकी कुछ नहीं.
It's working.
बोल दे सबको बोल दे.
GS once again back over towards Severny on this northern plane path. APG could be taking.
भाई मेरे को ऐसा गट्स फीलिंग आ रहा है कि मीरा हमारा में चिकन निकालेंगे यार ये ओजी वाले अपने.
It is a bit of a journey.
वही तो ये देख. ये किधर रोंडो खेल रहा है. डिस्कॉर्ड पर आओ क्या कमेंट्री करते हैं. डिस्कॉर्ड पे यहाँ पे मेरे पास में डिस्कॉर्ड नहीं है यार. कल पूरे सेटअप के साथ में आएंगे भाई. कल पूरे सेटअप के साथ में आएंगे. तू भी करियो, मैं भी करूंगा. ये देख लो भाई, चित्रोड़ के साथ खेल रहा है भाई. गाली वाली चल रहा है भाई इधर में. दोनों ऊपर कट गया बे पूरा. गन्ने का जूस है भाई बड़ा वाला. Do get it go. Hey, DX fight ले रही है बे.
On the circle. Zol currently getting chased down by Parachute.
DX का fight होगा.
Likely going to lock him in position for quite some time here, but Paragin decides he's just going to send out. Look if he can find himself a weapon. Play from there. Doc's able to find himself a vehicle, but Zol's going to get in quick. Here comes the back side.
APG है बे, APG है. Sorry, DX नहीं APG.
Finally, APG gets to disappear.
Last A7 ही निकाले ना चिकन डिनर. अबे माँ की. 480.
Yeah, those close range little scrap. That was what we were worried about there. I thought it was going to be DRX, but.
Internet fluctuate हो रहा है मेरी जान.
No. Some danger on the off angle with DX Xavier. If I start with D and have an X in them, so you know, fair enough. But they got confused there. They will be able to regroup. They're going to be scrabble around Gatka for some goodies.
Yeah, these really can't go too north on this, so they're gonna.
एक काम कर. Hello, Finchman. Link copy करके Discord के chat में पेल दे जाके जा.
For a little bit longer.
Yes, no, it's a little bit more packed than I expected it to be. Cooperate नहीं आना चाहिए. Cooperate नहीं मेरा आवाज भी आ रहा है. मारा फुट मार.
Now where yes, now it's been absolutely empty.
क्या मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि Discord किसी भी
R8 playing South George, still currently leading.
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ
fantastic so far. Alpha 7.
Discord में जा किसी के chat में जाके मेरा लिंक पेल दे. उसको बोल दे वहाँ के लाइव वाला करके वॉच पार्टी करने करके आ जा भाई. सब्सक्राइब सब करने के लिए बोल दे. कैमरा चालू कर क्या अपना बता मेरे को. कैमरा चालू कर रहा हूँ मैं. रुक जा देख ले भाई मेरे को तू एक बार फिर. ये ले भाई.
See if that is
चल, let's go back.
a question of well, I mean, we'll wonder why that is. I don't know. We're not entirely sure when we see those cards flash up, but that change has happened. It has come through.
ये
So
होती है भाई
NC2
supporter.
is able to fold into with the rest of the team. On a circle like this as well, it's going to be important to be able to be dynamic and communicative within that team to be able to go and hold on that side that is going to be so controlled near Yasnaya. That's where the arena are. So stopping teams rotating around and accessing that northern side freely is a team task. APG broke all the way south, Blank. Alpha are now in Sosnovka, so they did continue on the road.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by it. I mean, I was watching as it happened. It's definitely
रेड ला लेकिन इस बार एक रेड ला
all the way down. Rochi, yeah, I mean, fifth place pretty good so far, 24 points. They are currently in the top 7. They will be moving through the gauntlet, the flying colors, if they keep this up. I think that last game looked a little bit better for them.
ये मैच पूरा कर दूंगा फिर उसके बाद मैं स्ट्रीम बंद कर दूंगा.
Overall though, I think that from what I saw, like the nades were good, the utility was not bad. It's just a case of, I think they understand it as well, and this is where I'm coming from, is that from what we've heard, they understand they need more confidence. It's the first time in quite a while we've seen a team like Orangutan in PMGC. So for them, I imagine it's a little bit of a daunting experience. You're playing teams that you have not met in internationals in quite some time. I think for Orangutan, they're certainly giving as good as they can here. But I do think it'll take.
They can get that one further off the mark than it is.
उजी का कितना पॉइंट है अपना? 24 है.
On the northeast side, they have managed to move out of that east side of Yasnaya. That's where they dropped, and they have managed to move over those stouter foothills and over towards the western side here.
ले ले वे.
The arena making a move across the bridge instead. Loxy gets caught.
Loxy है वे अपना.
He's getting away from this one, and Reklikaya again on a sort that should be fairly strong from them. I mean, if you think back to PMSL Europe, we were broadcasting that. You guys maybe weren't watching, but they did like to move nice and early into this area. This was a bread and butter circle for them, and a bread and butter set of rotates. They're falling short of the mark though.
43 RB, A7 36 मारा.
Yeah, just a little bit. It is unfortunate to watch as it unfolds. For Regdon Kaya though, there has been quite a few times in previous tournaments where they start a little bit cold on these games. And then slowly ramp things up as time goes on. I think they're a team who are very good at adaptation. I think Day 2 is likely to see Regdon Kaya shine a little bit more. Very, very clearly understands rotates and how things are going wrong. And I think they adapt to different
grind.
I think here though there is plenty of teams that are just sending it very quickly. It's something that Regdon Kaya is not quite used to.
Yeah, it's something that they are going to be looking for. I just ran some quick numbers, Blank, about 7th place. And a bit of napkin math tells me that if you're over about 110 points, it's going to be looking a lot better for you in terms of getting into that 7th place. So it's still quite a way to go for the teams, even towards the top. There's a lot that can change, but doing a lot of work of the 3 days in that first day is always going to be good news. So for the top 3, top 4, maybe even top 5 here, it is a very good start. In 3 matches, already put a very significant dent into that metric, not least of which is, of course, our on board with a little bit of an underestimated team coming into this one, it seems, certainly with their performance in the first 3. The first 2, I think there was still maybe a question that they were performing strongly. Into this third one that we saw from them before. I think they have started to really turn up.
Yeah, I think for RA, it's certainly one of the cases where you have 43 points right now. They're more than a third of the way there to securing a spot towards the gauntlet. Again, you've got to compensate for those bad games that you inevitably will have, going down in 16 for 0 points, which happens more often than you'd like to admit for particular teams. even some of our best squads, it happens as well. So I think for RA, if they can end the day around about 60 points, and they've still got 3 more matches to do that in, they'll be very, very happy. I think that so far they've shown a lot of their expertise here on Erangel, but we've yet to see the performance on Miramar, so it could be that they get some great games there too.
Absolutely. It will be very interesting to see how this lobby takes on Miramar, a little bit more further apart from one another generally, a little bit longer ranging. Obviously, there will be close as well. Distance between you and Miramar is generally a little bit longer, so an adjustment needs to be made. The Arena, with their substitute coming on in, leaving Mormon out to scout here, maybe will be severed on the rotate by Ulf, but at the moment I think it's just Ketch on that forward position, and I think the Arena has spotted it as well. Mormon will definitely know about it. We love to go to Zavani, it seems, on these circles. The spray down over towards the Arena, going to make that regroup harder, but they're going to do it nonetheless.
क्या हुआ बंदे ला किंग्समैन क्या सीन नहीं हो रहा किधर से
Ragnarok is going to hit a couple more there.
टीम का वाचिंग ज़्यादा लेट्स गो जो भी नहीं गाइस सब्सक्राइब करो लाइक करो जो भी है फटाफट
GS still sitting strong on the northern side of the map. Ragnarok underneath them, like you're saying. Strong central position to play in, but with only 3 players to do it. This is the second time in a row that Ragnarok has suffered from being a man down early on. Yeah, there's more players been lost at the back of the vehicle. Xavier down to 2.
Getting torn apart on the approach. It is very unfortunate. Xavier not really having the impact that we expected of them. Coming into this tournament, I mean, these are a tournament favorite team, right? Xavier.
ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है बे तीसरे और पांचवें में 2 पॉइंट का फर्क है
coming into this one. I don't think it's an official thing I've put anywhere. But they definitely
नया कोई नहीं है
the top 3 in my
नया कौन है भाई
this year has been really fairly solid. I think that in general,
कोई नहीं है नया
winning the SCA
तू
full
बोल कर
region as well.
नया मतलब कोई
World Cup performance maybe not as illustrious, but generally a really highly performant team for a long time now, Blank. It is a bit disappointing that they haven't managed to find their feet so far, but as I've said before, there is still time to make this day work for them, right? Even though the 2 players here, it's going to be up to Miramar most likely.
Which is where DXavier usually shines anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much. I think for DXavier, they're a team that does very, very well in the central position where they can control area. Like, area denial is like one of their specialities. Right now, though, and I think a lot of teams are feeling this, is that it's very hard to push through these teams. Sidelines are everywhere. Teams are very vigilant. They are on a swivel. So if you're trying to push for a central position, you can't just recklessly rotate through the circle anymore, like we just saw DXavier try to go, and because Mamples or a team close by will just take shots and likely hit those shots as well. So yeah, I think for DXavier there needs to be a more patient approach to these Erangels tomorrow.
Maybe that will develop, I think. There's a lot of opportunity for all of these teams to be making it through towards the finals, sure. But top 7, of course, will be the easiest way to do it. There is a little bit of leeway for them, right? They still have those group stages, those last chance stages potentially, if they're able to get through there. So not getting top 7 here isn't the end of the road. Maybe that's allowing teams to be slightly more flexible with it. Maybe not the best idea, but certainly is definitely. That's a lot of firms. Kara on the north side having trouble with Alpha 7, who again, with their backs to the coast, finding a good fight.
I think it's the second time that Kara is struggling versus Alpha 7 trying to make their way in. Again, this is kind of the opposite that we're seeing. Alpha 7's rotates are quite staccato-like, where they'll rotate a little bit forward, they'll stop, they'll see if they can see any presence within the circle, take shots, hit those shots. And anything they can do to weaken teams around them is very, very beneficial to them. And slowly but surely they work their way in towards a strong spot. So I think here on Erangel, Alpha 7's been playing these last 2 games very strongly. I hope that it continues during this match as well, because I've been quite happy with what I've seen. since that initial Rondo game, which although wasn't the best match from Alpha 7 in the world, they still got some good points off the back of it. Just kept them in the running at 37 points in second place.
तेरे को मॉड बना सकते हैं मैं इधर से
What you need.
मेरे को इधर चालू करना पड़ेगा तभी कुछ होगा
This stage to get towards those grand
पिछले का
finals
तो चारों जिंदा है
over in Bangkok in the main city itself. It'll be lovely to see them there.
ऐसा स्प्रे तो मेरा भी जाता है
I mean, for Alpha 7 as well, after coming off the back of PMWC, right, for Alpha 7, not even qualifying for finals, this is a real necessary redemption for them, right? It is necessary for them to step back up to that level of some of the best teams in the world, because we know that they've got it in them. And we know that there are some real firecracker players in there. Some slight changes to the roster coming on through. Slightly newer entrants to the team. We'll see what they can pull out the bag here. On the northwest side, they do have a chance, but the circle doesn't help them out here. It's going to push them down to the southeast edge. Gives GK a pretty solid spot back still to the west of them. Going to be highly contested.
I think for Wolves, it's not a bad spot to play down towards the south side of the ridgeline. Your difficulty is that even though you hold this position, you still have to worry about a lot of the high ground off towards your west side. Alpha 7 is an interesting talk you made about them not even qualifying for PWC. I think that they're a team that certainly struggles with this, which is if they don't have the hunger for the games, then they don't perform well. I think actually them not qualifying for the finals was probably one of the things that happened to them, because it lit the fire. I think that they struggled that for a long time, always getting second places. And I think that those second places actually were the things that kept driving them forward. A lot of times. A few teams I've been like, oh, they just need a second place and they can do well.
We'll roll up from R8. They've been fairly solid on their game so far. Prestige down though and getting flushed leads them into a 3 versus 3 actually. We'll touch on that in a minute. But R8 battling now. Orangutan and 87 wins out back edge. Will find another knock as well as he steps out to the courtyard. Able to find a second player from Orangutan, and they are cut down to 1. Not going to be able to win out this final. Well, and the nades are good. Everything else comes crumbling down around their ears. And R8 make it like bandits. 4 elims. And they are down to 3, but they've done the work already. 47 points and climbing.
See, I can understand like the mentality from orangutans. They need more points. They want to get more eliminations. I can respect that as a limit test for the team. But it is a horrible time to be doing that fight. You need to look for that fight much earlier, where the pressure is on as the blue is about to close. When you it's much more stressful. Where they're going to pace the fight because they've got to think about their future moves. But moving on to that position as the circle's pulling in, creates this horrible situation for both teams. And I think it is one that's made so by Orangutan as opposed to RA playing that spot. Wolf takes down APG again, which is a bit of a prank. A bit of an APG prank.
Yeah, 16th place for APG. Again, not what we expected coming into this one.
Can't count them out, okay?
They're so done. It's over for them.
You never know them again. You can't count them out.
I've done it.
They're possibly one of the most annoying teams in the world when it comes to no points. Because equally tomorrow they could have
really strong roll up. They've just been taken down by the Mad Bulls on the approach there. Really not great stuff there. Northwestern side, get a couple more points on board. R8 similarly now suffering, taken down by Malloy from Virtus Pro on that southern edge. Although Malloy doesn't look at the best of shape either, but the top of the table's blank. It's been really quite decimated right now. So a lot of teams with opportunities to jump up towards the top side.
Yeah. The Mad Bulls, I think it's the first time in a while that Mad Bulls has a bit of a cringe team name to utter, because usually it's a team that in the past has some of the best players from the CIS region in it. doing fantastically well. They got poached multiple times, leaving only Zerich really is the star power on the squad, and even he started to fall off a little bit without the help effect being off-angler. I think that the rebuild from Mad Bull is actually very, very good. Flip and Lemon work fantastically well in tandem one another. Lemon has some of the best nades in the CIS region. Flip is incredibly good. He's flipping good. And as well, Pusher and Julia already have a lot of experience with one another anyway. I think they are an aggressive team, to be honest. But I think everyone's on the same page there on that squad, so I think that's fine.
You need to hold it out on the western side.
Let's go. TT ऊपर ही है. VIP zone के बाहर है. मैडम बननी चाहिए अभी. मैड आई है.
Malloy still that thorn in the paw of the DRX Lion. They'll have to handle it. I think he might just deny the point here at this stage. Look at the blue zone taking him down. The heal does pop through, but into stage 5, he does not have long to play this one. Maybe a backstab, maybe a little game changer on a fight. I don't think that Malloy is going to make it into the placements. That should be it. It is just a play zone point now.
VP gay. चल ठीक है.
Wolves going to try and make their way
chicken
through.
ने साला ये नीचे वाला निकालना चाहिए.
Thunderdogs as well as GK playing on either side of the road there. Advantage goes to GK being closer towards the circle. Thunderdogs will have to push through them eventually, or wrap. Even then, you need to take your shots there.
So you see the south side road.
Cluster
Virtus Pro. They move over towards the Wolves, and a good knock on towards Coops in the backstop position as well. That's not going to be particularly flush. Thundertalk try and cross the road, and Ulf try and cross the road, and Thundertalk deny them entry there. This fight seems to be a little bit of a stalemate between these two teams, despite the number of nades and molotovs being sent between the two positions.
Compound में डाल रहे. Compound में डाल दिया.
Have a real tough time rolling out door and spray down onto Soas as he breaks on through. That crash line is good, and it's going to be held. Coops goes down.
दो knock दे दी. ओह भाई 3 knock.
On the hillside needs to come up big now because he's the last.
3 knock दिए भाई वो अकेले बंदे ने.
Nobody's alive in the shack. The point.
वो चौथा बंदा बाहर क्या कर रहा है जोन के?
A sliver of help on the high ground as well.
अबे चल एक और रेड
Trying to keep things going, but Soulless bombards the position time and time again.
भाई
Stopping the Wolves, reflexing out, and then going to allow the heal on the high ground.
ड्रॉप के साइड में खींचेगा जोन लग रहा है मेरे को.
Actually able to make it happen. Hold down the fort for the time being. Yeah, this is where life gets very difficult for them.
Kingsman कहाँ मर गया तू?
The circle being on GK's side, it's just going to make their life so much easier now. The Thunderdogs even pushing far over towards the north. Yeah, you can get behind that lip.
कितने का watching है तो मेरे को नहीं पता. तेरे को बताना पड़ेगा मेरे को watching कितना क्या है. Max. यही हूँ तो मेरा watching कितने का चल रहा है मेरे को नहीं पता. दिख नहीं रहा है यहाँ पे. यही हूँ. बोल रहा है.
They expended a lot of utility here in the next 5 minutes.
पहला नहीं.
Maybe not even that long to live though. 5 minutes is a long time in PUBG Mobile.
गेम ढूंढ रहा हूँ. 3 का चल ठीक है. 3 कौन है वे? एक तू है. एक मैं हूँ. तीसरा कौन है?
Now playing with 4 players alive. They are leaving 1 player still in Severny, trying to keep those building high ground positions under control. Maybe an off angle.
FIFA खेल सकता है. FIFA खेल. मैं तेरे को वही बोलूँगा FIFA
खेल. Player in fact for DX Xavier. He's going to try and fend them off, but posting a nade.
मैड नहीं मर रही है भाई. मैड और ये जाना चाहिए. उनका फाइट हो जाना चाहिए. ये इसका फाइट हो रहा है.
He's not the last player for DX.
इसका फाइट नहीं चाहिए. वही साला फाइट कर ले रहे हैं.
Across the road, you can see there on the
वो
mini
लोग
map.
चिकन निकलना चाहिए.
It's not going to be.
अब फिर उतना दिक्कत
It's not
नहीं
going to be
होगा.
able to get that one back up. GS move in to a shack position on the
नहीं
north.
15 पॉइंट तो वैसे निकाल देंगे बे चिकन
I
का.
think if you're Wolves right now, yeah, they're doing it.
2-4-5 किल तो मारेंगे.
Try and push over towards Mad Bulls as well as EA. This fight has been raging on for quite a while. Unfortunately for them, Mad Bulls are able to pick their player up, as are E Arena.
पर बस स्टैंडिंग कौन है?
Mad E Arena is now in one of the worst positions in the world. Sandwiched between both Mad Bulls and Wolves. Egos goes down, so despite his
ये स्ट्रीम के बाद में मैं जाऊँगा घर पे.
on the southeast side.
ठीक है स्ट्रीम बंद करूँगा ये मैच के बाद में. अपन खेलते हैं. आज मैं हूँ भाई बैठ गया हूँ मैं as a fifth man. क्लासिक खेलेंगे भाई अपन दोनों.
As well as the nades pour in from the high ground. The Mad Bulls
तू है ना यहीं पे? हेलो,
Pressure on the
आवाज आ रही
southwest
है?
side.
तीन में तो यहीं पे स्ट्रीम पे
They march ever forward, seemingly an extra
इस मैच के बाद ये खत्म हो जाए तो मैं जाऊंगा घर पे, उसके बाद मैं तू कॉल करूंगा तो आ जाना, खेलेंगे अपन।
Unfortunately, they meet their demise. Wolves try to move up on the lip of the bunker. He's backed off from the off angle as the spray down is good. Mad Bulls making their way closer and closer. The last player from Xavier, Levi's not getting sucked into that one. Doesn't want to give the game away just yet. Let Thunder Talk go for the cross first and try and line up the placements because GK have to
ऊपर से
hold.
पड़ेगा इसको, डाल दो
It's a
भाई,
good
डाल
time for
दो,
Thunder
एक
Talks
नॉक
to
डाल
do
दो।
it. I mean, wrapping all the way around the
रेड
building,
में तीन
trying
है,
to get to the side that doesn't have many windows.
चल एक नॉक गया,
Unfortunately for you,
इसका भी
this
एक नॉक
building
गया,
has all the windows.
टीटी का,
Nate goes through, Kevin goes
ये का एक
down.
नॉक है,
There's
टीटी का एक
Sapphire
नॉक
as
है,
well. Ragnarok last left inside the building. The Vikings are looking
ये खत्म,
to decimate
टीटी का वन इस पे,
against Ragnarok itself, but
टीटी का
Nurse
नॉक हो
still
गया,
in the fight.
ये का भी एक नॉक गया,
Oh, he's able to stand
वन
up.
वन वी टू इसका, वन वी टू है,
With a little dying hope here for GK.
1v2 है,
Able to find a knock. Thunder
रिवाइव
Talk
चिपका रहा
suffering
भाई,
on this crossing city.
मारा ये
Needs
लोग,
to get rezzed here. The
चिपका
player
दे,
on the back as
खत्म हो
well
गया, चल,
needs to try and stay
ये खत्म हो
alive,
गया,
stay safe. And Ragnarok
अरे
can't
जीरो
quite
की,
weather the storm. Unfortunately, the Thunder
टीटी का भी
was
खत्म हो
just
गया,
too strong. As AJ crawls across, he gets clipped, and it's Thunder Talk down to 3.
मैड निकालेगा, मैड निकालेगा, मैड के चांसेस ज्यादा है, 4 टीम आ गया ना,
That is not an easy.
मैड निकालेगा, चिकन मैड निकालेगा, 5 टीम आ गया,
I think they played it quite well. Good smokes,
TT mad,
good wrap around the building a bit as well. It's extremely confusing to play up against.
एयर ड्रॉप पे
for
एमजी
GK.
है,
So I
छोड़ दी भाई,
genuinely did like the play they're coming through. Oh,
ये गड्ढे में चाहिए नहीं भाई,
with a sniper suppressor in there as well, which seems kind of cruel.
You know, put it on a DMR maybe. But yeah, the MG3. Still a pretty big boot if you're able to pick it up. We know Maxman loves it. His favorite weapon, I think. Pretty sure. Haven't checked in a while. I'll have to double check that one. But either way,
रिटर्न निकल रही है,
huge amount of firepower and the level 3
इनको तो वॉल से
refresh
फाट
on the
लेना ही
armor
पड़ेगा, अगर
now,
लेफ्ट से
which
जाएगा
is
और राइट से
maybe
जाएगा तो
even
फिर
more
को नहीं है,
important in that difficult position. It's just a question of getting
जीएस
there.
बेटी है बे,
With 5 teams remaining, Xavier likely
का
going to
दो
be the
kill है,
next team to have to move with their solo player Levi's out and across the way, over the road. Everybody else just about in or at least close to being
इसका कितना किल
in.
है,
See Thunder Talk
जीरो
has
किल
access to that hillside on their left, on the
मैड
south
11
side of
किल
the
लेके बैठी है
circle.
बे,
And they'll be able to rotate.
चल अपन 6 पे आ गया,
Fairly successful.
So 11 elim game. It's
लेकिन पूरी
nothing to
जीएस
scoff
का
at,
भी है
same with
और
Matt
इसका भी,
Bulls
मैड
also
का भी,
climbing up the rankings.
हाईली चांसेस उनका है चिकन
Yeah,
डिनर
so knows that Levi's is here. Don't think. Oh god, Matt Bulls knows is here as well. Yeah, that's rough. That's very rough. The ground being peppered with holes in between him. He's trying to make the mad dash. I don't
आधा
think he's
आधा
getting out
आधा
of
आधा दिया
here.
उसको, आधा
There's
दिया,
a lot of ammo being expended onto him though.
लेट गया, चल अच्छा,
So, yeah, big commitment on the ammo front, you're right. From Esso, might need a resupply from the rest of GS. And Levi's, I mean, he's still got a gun. He's still dangerous. He's still got damage to put out, I'm sure. And the fact that he's across, that is big for him. For survival, Mad Bulls can't push down towards this side because they're so entrenched against the team underneath them, against the Wolves hiding out in the shelter.
A little bit unfortunate for Thunder Talks right now. They had to use that high ground in the building to pick up a knock to try and push over towards. And as a 3, you sort of need to get an opening knock onto a 4-man squad. Wait, Levi's is still alive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's safe from the south because of that fight on the bunker.
Pretty amazing. Now, what is Thunder Talks' move then? I mean, they can try and wrap on Mad Bulls, but again, it's difficult. Very, very difficult. GS knows the location of Thunder Talks right now, and it's hard to push down towards them. So yeah, King's gonna try and scout out over towards Mad Bulls.
लेफ्ट में स्मोक करके जाना चाहिए,
and he's coming back, and he's going free.
पेड़ के पीछे कवर तो रहेगा बेटर, ये आ गया भाई,
I mean, it's indecision, but it's so difficult to make the play. GS, they know that Levi's is here. Wolves going to take shots as well from the mouth of the
GS का एक knock,
bunker.
कितने knock दे दिया?
GS on the approach, they give the gauntlet up over towards Thunder Talk.
Finish ले लिया, GS का दूसरा knock,
to pick up these points as the knocks start to come through thick and fast. GS are suffering, caught in the crossfire. The fact that it's not unlikely that they go down before Levi's now for the Xavier is crazy. So Thundertalk aren't doing too well either. Goodness me.
बस मैं
This is
समझ
dead match.
Fars on the edge of the blue right now. This goes down. Icon's able to get DS3 back up again. But overall for Thundertaurus, it's still not a terrible game. I think they'd rather end up in the top 4. Sighting getting picked up at the same time, so they should get themselves back up towards the 3. And a wraparound from King here over towards the Mad Bulls. Sort of has to wait for a team shot here, honestly. That's a long nade. That's a very long nade.
They're trading nades here, and now actually Mad Bulls are flowing around and over towards the Wolves, who have been doing so much damage to GS in the meantime. The Mad Bulls looking to keep this one under control. All things considered, this is their game, but Levi's moving up to the tree now. Spots a player, gives the position away. Now the Mad Bulls are going to know he's here. They're going to know there's danger on the flank, and they are going to put some ordnance out his way. You can see the nades already cooking, and Flip gets taken down because of it. Pusher Low gets taken down as well. No way are the Mad Bulls crumbling under the face of Levi's. Thundertalk maybe able to take this one away. My God, this is getting crazy now. I mean, it was crazy before, but what? My God, what a close down.
They're all top towards the top side of the bunker there. There's a little bit of chip damage, but not quite enough. Wolves are now out, so the bunker is completely clean. Singh moves around the side, but the blue is pushing. Tulika has to wrap around the eastern side of the bunker, but Levi's is there, getting up towards the top 2, potentially, if he could just take Tulika out. But Sighting is on the hunt.
TD Chicken.
And they will be able to find him now. The last player from Mad Bulls is there.
Let's go.
Thundertalk want that top spot for themselves. They crest the ridgeline and they contest that first place towards the end of the day.
I think that's as dominant as we've seen China in quite a long time, honestly. I think for Thundertalks, they have looked really good.
चलो जो भी है guys,
Extremely
मैं
proud of this
like
team.
मारो फटाफट,
I think the
subscribe करो.
combination play has been
मिलते हैं कल.
fantastic. The teamwork has been fantastic. Overall showing has been
Bye
really good
bye.
to see. Same with the Mad Bulls. Honestly, though, I think that they look dismayed here, but this is the best Mad Bulls have looked in many years.